So how do you structure a team in Agile? So we were talking about this time boxing, fair enough, in terms of the team formation. How does a team really get formed? In fact, for that one, we need to actually go back to a particular model proposed by Tuckman. So Tuckman actually proposes this model of team formation and how team really gets really working right from the day one. So initially there's a phase called forming, and then there's a storming, then there is a norming, then there's performing, and finally there is a adjourning. So we'll talk about each of these, how the team goes through the emotion aspect of their working with the rest of the peers, the rest of the other team members in each of these phases. So essentially what Tuckman says or proposes is that even the agile teams really follow the same thing. So when we talk about forming, that's when we're trying to induct the team members into the team, new people into the team. We're trying to form a team. We're trying to form a multi-dimensional, multi-skilled, cross-disciplined team, for example. So we're talking about having developers, testers, and different roles, all of them different roles, different skills they bring to the table. So essentially, nobody has a clue when we actually start a new project, for example, or when you join a new company. We have got that sense of, there's a sense of excitement in the first place, but also a sense of what is going to happen? Can I do this? What is my role going to be? So there's no clarity in terms of what I'm supposed to do. So initially everybody is in a state of flux. They do not understand what is required of them, what is expected of them, right? So that's where we should actually train the people who are in charge of the teams, either the product owner, the scrum master, or the team themselves, because in Agile, it's the team themselves which is self-managing, right? So you're not being managed externally by somebody else. Because of the fact that we're all self-managed, we can actually kind of self-organize our own selves in a team. We need to actually discuss, we need to actually approach the right people so that they can give us a clarity in terms of what is the structure, what's the approach that we're going to take. And for that, we can ask them questions. We can try and actually discuss amongst the team. We can discuss with the business, with the scrum masters, the product owners. So it's important that you need to do that kind of initial knowledge sharing, initial kind of asking questions, being open, because that would set you to the next level. Because once you do that, you would then what we call as, you would do the bit of storming there. That's when somebody says something, then you kind of refute, then you propose a new way. Somebody else says that, oh, can we do it differently? So there is that sense of storming there. So there you still see here that people are still sitting a little, far, but I'm not talking about social distancing here. Perhaps this was taken some time ago, but the whole idea of a team is they work together. They work in close proximity with each other. You should be able to approach your team member, rather quickly, more accessible to the other persons, right? Approachable, accessible. So the storming phase is when you've got loads of different ideas, being thrown about, people having conflicting views, contrasting views. And then that's when actually, as and when time passes over a period of time, after about a couple of weeks, the next week, the next month, people start getting a little bit more clarity in terms of what their roles are, what are responsibilities. And then they start thinking in terms of how we can start the first deliverable. So we're talking now, we're talking of action. Let's get into action, enough of discussions, enough of these things. Let's do something, because Agile is all about doing something, delivering it, improving it, and then looking at it. So the three pillars of Agile, as we discussed: transparency, inspection, and adaptation, right? So we need to address these. We need to deliver something really quickly, improve it, and then work on it and improve it better, making it better and better. So that's the next stage in the whole team, because they now get into a stage where they're trying to understand what is the project's vision, what are the expectations of the business from them, what do they want to do, do they have enough tools, enough technologies, enough things. So they're trying to get that. Oh, I don't have this, so let's get it. So they're slowly trying to get into the groove. And that's where we are trying to actually kind of understanding the conflicts, understanding how people operate.